Hello.
Welcome to the island.
This is a new series of vlogs that we're doing to just focus on the everyday activity. No production, no editing, just things as they happen.
The nitty-gritty of life on the island without the sort of cinematic editing that Scott's been doing on the bi-weekly episodes that we do.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Katie just said, "Oh no, not again," when I got the camera out, like she's always been filmed. This is the third time in 2 days.
Look at this grove. Amazing.
I'm going to look at the grave in a second. Can we just focus on the fact that we're talking to the viewers?
The trees are starting to turn for the autumn. This is it a sycamore?
Do you know what I forgot to do? Smidge.
Grave error.
I thought I'd take a walk this morning down to the Entmoot, see what decisions have been made. I'm not holding out for any, to be honest. But we're on another scorching hot day. Weather's been glorious from perspective of heat, if that's what you like. Personally, I prefer it to be about 18 degrees, but anyway, here we are. So since posting the episode regarding this particular tree and its friend over here, which is definitely a cedar and not a pine, I found out about these things. These are called burls, and apparently if you cut them out, people spend a lot of money on them. I don't know what they do with them, but obviously that's not happening. This tree is staying here for as long as it stands up. And a lot of people have commented about how, well, when I say a lot, there's a handful, how this burl looks like a skull. And that could be quite a lucrative sell. But the problem is, it only looks like a skull from that position. If you come around here, it just looks like a load of tree burls. Or one big tree burl. Either way, I mean, it's interesting information. I'll keep myself out for any, I'll keep my eye out, for any felled wood. That might be of interest for people in that manner, but at this moment in time it's just all about firewood, which is bizarre considering we're basking in 23, 25 degree heat at the moment. It's bloody hot.
Too hot to be lugging boxes around, but we're doing that again.
Back at the buyer, we're getting the, I never know where I should be looking. Do you look in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back at the buyer, and
That's it.
well, it's the final haul. Well, no, the second to final. Well, this is going to be a big one.
There's no point bringing our stuff down to the cottage, into the cottage when we're doing all the renovations. So it's just going to go into old chicken sheds at the back of the cottage for now.
God, don't you go on.
Learn from the best. Right.
I need this count is. It's not important at the minute.
Certain areas of the Highlands and Islands are renowned for their 70s and 80s vinyl picking. Vinyl picking season is early September, and
I've got some Elvis.
Elvis grows in abundance. So yeah, come on by and pick some vinyl.
So what's really going on is I've got an extensive vinyl collection, and I did the unthinkable thing of leaving some of it in the byre, and it's been in there now for 2 months. And obviously I had a moment earlier about it. So even this is wrong what I'm doing, but I've got no choice. All the sleeves are damp, and a lot of this is just surplus stock from when we was doing the antiques. We also sold this. So yeah, what I'm doing is I'm trying to dry it out before I bring it in the house, just in case anybody was wondering.
The next train is in 20 minutes, so I'm going to stick around and watch it go past. Such a nice area. Sometimes the steam train comes up here, but I don't know if we'll be that lucky.
You have to excuse the sound of the wind. We've got like a cool breeze blowing directly off the sea. I know it plays havoc with the microphone, but what I wanted to show you is this. Now this is outside where the steps are going to be created up to the house. And if you see down here, you can see all this moisture. I mean, this mud here is wet. There's puddles of water over there. Now that's coming directly from under the house, and obviously down the hill at the back. And we've had 4 days of this. All the stones obviously are bone dry. Some of the track is dry, but if you look over here, still damp. In fact, look, there is actually a puddle of water here. So that's how bad the drainage is, which is coming directly under the house. I think that the problem that we've got with water flow under this cottage is far worse than we think. And there's nothing that we can do about it other than dig down, stick a membrane in, limecrete over, etc. And that's that. Because if we're getting that kind of moisture still coming through the soil after 4 days of, I would say, up to 25 degrees heat, then there's a serious problem. right down the middle. That's another job finished. On to the next. Taking a walk down this route which takes you to the coastline from a different perspective. It's quite hazardous at the minute with all the fern because you can't see where you're bloody walking. So a really warm day today. One of the warmest we've experienced. It was like this when we first came to view the property, believe it or not. But what I've come here for is just in the distance there. I was here 2 days ago. We had the most insane fog. The photographs and the video that we supplied in, I think, episode 11 do not do it justice at all. It was like being on another planet. I've never seen anything like it in my life. But just over there, just before the water line, I was filming a sea otter. It's the first one that we've seen fishing. And this is no use to you people, but I forgot to actually switch the camera on. I thought I was recording and I wasn't. And I was gutted. But we'll capture them eventually because we've heard them. Kind of sound like seals, not as in they're calling or anything, but the way where they're diving and they're sploshing and into the water, it's very seal-like. But you hear them, but you don't see them. But on this occasion, I just happened to be here filming the fog and the mist, and there was a sea otter. Same thing happened on the same morning with the deer walking along here in the fog, which was, I can't, it's just a beautiful sight. But I wasn't recording. So Isa is an outdoor cat. She's out 24/7. Wind, rain, shine, snow. We've seen this cat sat in the snow, it falling on her and accumulating around her. She just sits there. She's got a very thick coat. But she befriended Crowdy, the smaller of the two sheep, and she mothered her from when we first got her, and so these two pretty much are inseparable. She follows around like a lost sheep, strangely enough. Isa, are you going to look at the camera? Here we go. Completely opposite persona to Jeeves. Jeeves is completely manic, likes to be in the house. Isa, outdoors and loving it, aren't you? What did we find out from that trek? Look how pink I am. Don't go anywhere without your trusty stick. And don't wear tweed when it's like 23 degrees outside. number of people in the comments have mentioned about the audio quality of the vlogs, and I'm not sure if everybody's aware, but we, from the very beginning of been filming this on 2 Samsung Android phones, and these phones are not even the S series. So we understand the frustration. Actually, nobody more than me understands the frustration of the audio, because it's what takes me the longest time to filter. And when we're creating the vlogs, the last thing to do is to go through all the audio piece by piece, and it can take 5, 6, 7, sometimes 8 hours just to get the audio to the point that it's at. So you can understand my frustrations equal yours, probably even more. However, when we moved here, we spent everything we had to secure this place, to move into this place. I think in the end it was 9 trips up and down from the borders to here, and it took everything out of us, physically as well as financially. So you'll have to bear with us. We of course want to upgrade to the best that we can get. You need to see this place in 4K. You absolutely need to see drone footage. But it's like everything, until the finances are in place to be able to invest in these things, we've got what we've got. But saying that, I'm quite happy with what we've got. The audio, yeah, the video, it's pretty good for it just being, like I said, 2 Android cameras on smartphones. So we're working on it. We'll get there eventually. But the thing is also, it's like, we're prioritising. It's like metal detectors. Somebody actually is helping us out with a metal detector. So thanks to that person. Don't know if we can use his name, but somebody got in touch and said, look, I've got a metal detector that you can have. So, every little helps. So yes, we're aware of the audio. We're aware that things really need to go up, several notches. But we'll get there eventually.